Sue. I'm looking at it on the TV here.
Okay.
Carl, did you want me for something? You're on mute. You're on mute. Carl, you're on mute. I don't know. He's saying that there's something.
Yeah, no,
Carl,
There's
can you hit your on mute? I don't know. He's saying something.
okay, just a minute.
Oh,
There,
there
I'm
you are, Carl. Now, oh, okay, Carl.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good. You had him on mute.
You're
okay.
okay now, Carl?
Is everybody
Yes,
okay? Ted, can
Good.
you talk? Ted's
Hello?
on mute. Oh, there he is.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm having,
What did you say?
He's having problems.
Yeah, he is, because you're on mute.
no, I keep losing the picture, so I didn't know if you could hear me or see me, but now I have it figured out.
Okay, we can see you and now we can hear you. So thank you. So good morning, everyone, and welcome to our special meeting on July the 6th, 2020. Does any member of council have any pecuniary or financial interest? You've had an opportunity to see our minutes of June the 18th. Is there any errors or omissions of those minutes? Seeing none, Sue, do you want to read the motion or do you have those? No, you don't have those? Okay. Moved by Ted, seconded by Carl. Discussion. All those in favor? Carried. Debbie, you're good?
Yep, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so we're going to move on the agenda onto the reports, and we can start off with our CAO. Sue, could you give your report, please?
Okay, just hang on.
Ted's on mute.
I think he wants to be on mute.
Oh,
Yes, he wants to be on mute till he talks. Okay, go ahead, Sue.
I don't have anything to report.
Okay. Sue, you're okay then?
I don't know. I've got things going on in my computer. I'm hearing too.
Okay. So you have nothing to report though?
No.
Okay. All right. Dean, are you on there? Yes, I see. Hi, Dean.
How are you?
I'm good. Could I have your report, please?
Sure. So we're just doing regular road maintenance right now. We had a few complaints about roads being rough. One was actually Mass Road. They requested that we take the big trucks off the road. Just they figure it's because of the big trucks on the road giving a washboard, but it's the fresh gravel that we put on there this spring, and there's no real rain, so it's, you know, that's why a lot of the washboard is happening. So we're making do right now with the drag blades. So we're doing it, you know, probably every 3 or 4 days. So we're grading it there with the drag blades. Just a grader update. Initially there, we had thought it was a lifter and stuck on cylinder 6. That disappeared. They figured it had a hydro lock, so which means a lot of oil didn't get to that lifter right away. Further inspecting though, like once they pulled the engine out, the flex plate that is located at the back of the engine and it joins the engine transmission, there's a spring plate there, and all the springs are broken in that plate. So a flex assembly plate is required. So that's probably anywhere from $1,800 to $2,000. So the only real initial cost will be is for the labor intense, because they did have to pull the engine and transmission out. So you know, that's, like I said, most parts will be just up to $2,000, and the labor is going to cost more. At this time, I'm not sure exactly how much it's going to cost, but it should be back if everything goes well. The plate is supposed to be in, they said, probably Tuesday of this week. So if all works out well for them, they should have it by Friday, but I'm guessing probably not till the following Monday or Tuesday.
So it'll be late next week.
I would say so, yeah. Midweek for sure.
All right.
Like I said, we're managing with the drag blades. Like I said, it's not, it's a temporary fix right now, but once we get the grader back, we'll run them over all the roads.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, anything else, Dean, on your report?
Yeah, there's a couple other things. Our winter sand there, we should have it completed this week. So that'll be good to get off our list. I was talking to Mr. Summers there that got the RFP there for a 3/4 ton truck. It's in Montreal right now, so we're hoping to have it probably this week, he figures. Maybe not us having it, but it should be at the dealership this week. Another thing there, our sidewalk plow, we had to ship it to Joe Johnson. We were cutting the sides of the road with it, and our boom mower and everything had quit working, so we couldn't even use it. So Danny looked at it, and we talked with the tech guy down there in Ottawa, and so he rather it shipped up there. He said it'd probably cost less for the ship up there than charge their guys coming down for probably 2 or 3 times to look at it. So once that's back, we'll continue with the sides of the road, grass cutting. Culvert replacements, we should have a few of them started this week, probably Wednesday. Putting some culverts in and that, so we're doing work on that. And just a note for council that got our email last week regarding Joe Hall from Ready Recycling. He actually is taking over district manager of the Renfrew Bowman's, where Bowman's had the division there.
Okay.
So yeah, so like everything stays the same with our TVs and stuff with Ready Recycling. He said like his family's looking after it, but he's moved on to a district manager there. So he's going to send us an email whenever he gets settled, like a group email to all the municipalities. So I might touch base with him once he gets settled again and go over some pricing maybe and stuff like that for our recycling. Other than that, I think Brian, you want to bring that up about Eno Road now, or should we do it in new business? Or
Brian, Dean talked to me about that issue. Would you like to bring it up now? So we've got Dean part of the thing. So do you want to go ahead, Brian?
Okay, so I got a call on, I guess it was Canada Day afternoon, regarding Eno Road, where Laurie Eno called me. And so Dean and I met with her on the next morning down there to see what the issue was. And I guess it was just past where our municipal road sign ends. About a year ago or more, I think Dean said they dumped some gravel there, and when the grader goes, it's getting spread out wider there. She says that on her deed it says the road is to be 12 feet, and it's wider, obviously, and so she's concerned that it's going on her property, and she wants something done about it. She put up blockades there and stuff on the middle of the road, so people had to go around them and stuff like that. So I don't know what we can really do there. Dean and I looked at it, and there's not a whole lot. I don't know what the solution would be there. First of all, since that time, I was talking to the people that own the property across from her there, the cottage. And they say that they had bought the rights to the road. So I don't know, does that mean they had bought the rights to that 12 feet or to the road that was there, or what? I'm not sure.
Okay, so Dean and I chatted about this, and Dean does have a good solution in my mind. What he's going to be recommending to council, I think, is one that maybe could help. I have been getting some calls from the people that go past that. I guess they're complaining that she's blockading the road because she's got the logs on there. And again, I did say to them, it's a private road. The municipality is not involved. But having said that, now Dean talking to me said that maybe if we put some topsoil there, we could clearly show where the road is, and that the 12 feet that are part of that right of way then would be better. So we wouldn't be trespassing, or people wouldn't be trespassing on her property. And that could assist in that case. And it's because we put the gravel there and it's spread out that's become an issue. So there is some municipal involvement because of that. I'm going to let Dean explain, but Dean telling me that maybe we could put some topsoil there and maybe that can assist us in making it clear so that she's not doing the blockades. When he said buying the right of way, normally when severances are done, the only way they would have been able to get a severance is they would have had to have a right of way. Obviously, they wouldn't give severances that would landlock them. So that 12 feet, I think Dean is telling me there's 12 feet there. They would have a right of way on that 12 feet. So nobody can take that away from them. But if it's 16 feet and she's concerned about that then, again, the only reason I'm saying we should be involved, because it is a private right of way, but because we put the gravel there and it has spread, it's caused a bit of a flux, neighbor kind of a thing. So I'm going to let Dean explain his idea of how we can fix it. I think it's a wonderful idea, and Dean very good with his ideas to try to problem solve. So he's telling me that this could solve the problems of no more calls from people complaining about logs blocking the road, no more problems from the Enos because people won't be trespassing on their property. So Dean, could you go further with that, please?
Yeah, sure. Like Brian had mentioned, it was about probably a little over a year ago, I guess it was. Before we put the calcium down, I had a couple belly dumps hauled in gravel in there, and we were allowed to turn past the barn on Eno Road, like even our snowplow turns there or whatever. And I did mention them to turn at the barn. However, when they were turning, they turned before the barn, which was on their property, which rooted up some grass and such. So I did have a conversation with Mr. at the time, and I said we'd rake it up and such like that, and just kind of make sure that the ground was all level or whatever, because it was my fault, because I should have made sure that they had driven past the barn. And the same with the gravel. The gravel had actually got spread past the municipal road sign. I had it marked off, I guess, but I guess when the truck driver went through, it obviously, he had carried on there to finish his load off. So like when Brian and I was there, you can clearly see if you're turned at the barn facing towards Deer Trail Road, you can see how past the barn, it does divert towards Mr. Eno's property with the gravel. That's, like I said, when the grader got there, it spread it a little bit wider. My recommendation would be, since it has been, we had put the gravel there, is to maybe put a little bit of topsoil there to straighten out that line or whatever, and then maybe plant, get the homeowners to maybe plant a shrub or a couple small little cedars or something like that, so the people will not be veering onto their property. They'll just stay on the road allowance that they're allowed to drive on.
Yeah, very good explanation, and a really good an idea for a solution so that people still can use that 12 feet that are entitled by law to do that, but also then it wouldn't be affecting the landowners on that side. So thank you, Brian, for bringing it up, and Dean for your suggestion. Council, can I have any questions on that before I call for I'll give you my recommendation and then you can tell me if you agree. Okay, so those that are favored, then the Dean go ahead and do what he suggested to try to clear up the line there, so then people know where they should be driving, and then there'll be no more blockades, so they won't be losing their privilege. Brian?
Just to add to that a little bit. So when Dean and I were there, we assured Lori, Mrs. Eno, that the grader does not grade past that sign now. I guess at one point we were doing a little bit there, but we don't go past the sign now. Dean says he has instructed them not to, so it should not get pushed any farther.
Good. All good, all good. Okay, any further comments or questions before I ask for a show of hands that be the direction? Those in favor of that direction, put your hand up. Debbie, are you okay with that?
Yes.
Okay. Dean, you got the go for that, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Anything else, Dean?
Not for me at this time.
Okay, any questions, Council of Dean? Ted? You're on mute. Okay, Ted?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if maybe we could clean up some grass there at the corner of North Street and Queen Street at the old restaurant. Like, I'm sure that's part of the road allowance along the side there. It's really looking bad down there.
Remind me where that is. You know the street. Sorry,
The
Ted.
old restaurant,
Oh, yes, yes.
just on the corner there towards McCarthy's, if we could maybe clean that up a bit, just to make it look a bit better downtown.
Okay, and it is our property, Ted?
I'm sure well, there's 66 feet, right, of road there, so.
Well, yeah, I think it's great to clean it up as long as we're not touching anybody else's property. So Dean, as long as you could look at the assessment map, make sure what you're looking at is our property. Council, you okay with that? I think it's great to clean things up. Okay,
Yeah.
everybody good? Okay, all right.
Is that on both sides of the road, Ted, or just,
No,
One side.
McCarthy's do the other side, so it's just the side of the restaurant there.
okay, sounds good.
Thanks.
Anybody else have any comments or questions for Dean?
Oh,
Okay, Brian first and then Carl.
Okay, Dean, I got a call yesterday wondering if, are you planning on doing any more brushing on road with the brusher? I guess there's the one day we're concerned was on Deer Trail Road. It said the brush are hanging quite over, like especially if you meet a vehicle. I said I thought, it's an ongoing thing. You're doing it as you can. So I said I'd mention it to you just so you
But
probably.
our brush is broken, right, Dean?
No, not the tractor
Not that
brusher.
one? Okay,
No,
so
it's-
can you answer Brian's question then?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. Right now, since our other, the sidewalk plow with for cutting the sides of the road, just the grass and stuff, we're gonna be putting the grass head back on that tractor, the John Deere tractor, to continue cutting just the grass for now, Brian.
Yeah.
We still haven't finished off Turner's Road yet. There's probably about another 3 kilometers on Turner's we want to finish. So once we get the sides of the roads cut, which will probably be 3 weeks or so, we should be able to put the brusher head back on and finish Turner's, and then go down Deer Trail Road.
Okay, yeah, that's what I told him. I said, I know you were starting on the grass, so I said, I know eventually they'll get around to it. It's just a matter of time. I just wanted to mention it.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
you. Carl?
yes. Talking about the brusher, I had a request from the Lions Club. If we could brush the road going into the farmer's market at the ball field.
Is it our road?
No, it's the Lions. No, I just bringing it forward.
Oh, absolutely. Perfect.
Yeah.
Council, it's private property. What's Dean, go ahead. Dean, did you want to say something? Okay.
No,
So
I had nothing to say.
oh, okay. So council, the request came in that we brush the road into where the farmer's market is. I'm recommending we not. It's private property. Then we would be open to doing a lot more places. And I really feel bad about that, but there are people that can do that, private. So anybody, Brian?
Do we grade and plow that road in there?
Dean?
No, we don't. We just go to the sewer plant and turn around there.
On our property.
Correct.
Okay, anybody want to do it? Pick your hand up if you want to do it. Debbie?
No.
Okay, so that's a no from everybody. Okay, so Carl, you could just relay, we're really sorry, but tell them there are people available to do that. Just, we don't do private property. Okay, anybody else have anything while Dean is with his report? Okay, thank you very much, Dean. Hi, Tyler, are you on? Yes, he is. Hi, Tyler.
Hi,
How was your weekend?
it was all right.
Good. So could you give us your report, please?
Nothing outstanding. Construction still in its peak season right now with inspections still from last year yet and the ones from this year. the end of this week, I should be up to 47 issued permits,
Wow.
projects going on. Not many new dwellings this year. It's mostly septics, large garages, and additions. Just a neat little statistic, but other than
Yeah,
that,
that's good for council to know that. Thank you.
nothing out of the ordinary, usual calls coming in, so.
Okay. All right. Does anybody have any comments or questions for Tyler? Carl?
I I got a phone call this morning from an irate taxpayer on Elm Street. And apparently someone's building a big garage there. And she says it's going to be a body shop, and how come a commercial thing is allowed in the residential area? So I just asking Tyler what it is.
Absolutely. Good question. Tyler, do you know what he's referring to?
I'm just trying to recall where Elm
It has
Street
to, it has to be zoned to allow that. So,
The garage is actually on List Street.
Oh, okay.
is.
It's-
That that's by the curling rink, right?
Yeah, it's just down.
Yeah, I've issued a permit for a garage. I'm not sure about a commercial use, but through
have
the,
they on their permit, have they said anything about commercial use?
I honestly, I don't have the permit out in front of me right now,
Okay.
but I'll put it out there though that yeah, I can issue a garage permit, but in through the Kill zoning bylaw, folks can have a home occupation as well. I don't have that definition in front of me, but that does allow. I'd have to grab the definition to give a better.
Yeah, I think,
But
if
I
it,
can give you guys more information after if you would like.
yeah, I don't think a garage should be home occupancy, just in my experience with zoning. Home occupancy is like a small hairstylist, those kind of things that don't affect the public. I would be thinking a garage would be definitely, would be scrutinized if the zoning allowed that without public input. So Tyler, could you let Ted know about that later? Ted, oh no, it was Carl who asked that question.
It was me.
Okay, Carl, could you let Carl know?
Yeah, I
And,
will for sure.
Okay,
I'm supposed to call her back tonight because she was pretty wild on the phone.
well, of
Yeah,
course,
I'll give you a call after the meeting, Carl. I'll look it
Yeah.
up.
of course,
I-
she's concerned, especially if it's zoned residential, she's got a right to her questions, so.
You want to call me about 3 o'clock, Tyler? I have to leave after the meeting. I have appointment somewhere.
Don't you have your cell phone?
Yes, I do.
You could text him on his cell phone.
Okay, you can text me. Okay.
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 Thank
Just so he has access to you, Carl, okay?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, anybody else have anything for Tyler?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Got to ask about if the chip standards moved from the Boneshire down to Traymore, if they have a license to have it there. I came from the Boneshire to ask that question.
That came through the office here. Sue, they went through Sue for the permit, and I believe the health unit gave approval, as did the county roads. So
so it looks like they've done, it looks, John, like they've done their business there correctly.
Yes, well, thanks.
Okay. John, so maybe I'll bring it up while Tyler's still on his report. So I did, John had a question and I got a call from Ian Coxworthy, and his question to me and to John was whether or not we could open Cheryl Boyle Park. So I had a chat with him this morning and he was okay with my answer and my explanation, but I definitely want to make sure council is still of the same mind. So I told him that the council is very committed to the safety of our community and our staff. If we were to open that park, we would have to be going there and making sure there's social distancing and keeping the bathroom clean and those kind of things. So Ian has also mentioned to me that they're going there anyways. Well, I can't stop anybody from going there or Foy Park. Those things are all closed. But I told him the reason that council is so firm about this is we have an obligation to protect our community. And just because a couple of people want us to move forward so that they can use it doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. But I told Ian that I would bring it up. He understood why we're so firm about being very careful. We have an obligation, council, to protect our community and our staff. So I'll be speaking to that as we go along, because we've got lots of requests. People out there, the community, have to understand this is COVID. It's not a municipal problem. It is worldwide. People are dying, and we have an obligation. Just because somebody says to me, but I'll be careful, doesn't mean the other hundreds that could use the facility or the park are going to do the same. So does anybody disagree that we should open that park? Pick your hand up if you think we should go ahead and open it. Okay, Debbie, are you okay?
Yep, I'm fine.
Okay, so I told Ian if council's decision was different, I would let him know, but I did tell him that's the reason why we keep it closed. And and I'll be speaking as we go on other issues. I just don't understand the community. We are trying in our wisdom to protect people, and we do have an obligation to do that. And I'm sorry if it's inconvenient for some people. It's just a different world out there. And if it's inconvenient for them, I apologize on behalf of the municipality, but we have an obligation, and we need to keep that in mind, as does the community and the public. Okay, so anything else for Tyler? Okay, Tyler, thank you. Hi, Dale, how are you?
Pretty good, thank you.
Can I have your report, please?
Yeah. So the library is moving along. They've started working a little bit earlier to try and heat a little bit of this heat, working on that roof. It's kind of warm up there.
Oh, gosh, loved it, gosh.
But the roof steel should be, looks like it should be on by the end of the day. Siding will be starting this week, and possibly windows will be going in possibly by the end of the week. And then they'll be working on flashing and interior. That's about it for the library. As for the fire hall, the tender package went out on June 26th. And there's a site meeting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for all, it's a mandatory site meeting for interested contractors. And the tender closes at 3 p.m. on July 23rd. There's been a fair bit of inquiries for the tender. There's been
Good.
10 inquiries with 6 package takers so far.
Oh, good. That's very good.
I will be sending digital copies of the tender to council probably within the hour, so that you guys can have a copy of it. And that's about all I have for now.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Thanks.
before I open it up for questions, I just wanted to make a comment. I know some of you were at the meeting when they were talking about the contract, and you said that we wouldn't send it to a lawyer for review. There was only 3 of you, so I overrode that decision. It was a standard contract, but a $2 million contract I thought should have a look-see by a lawyer to ensure the municipality was protected. And in fact, the comment was made to me that it's a very basic contract. Well, it wouldn't take our lawyer very long to look at a basic contract, which he did. And there was no problems, but at least council could be rest assured that we made sure that everything, the I's were dotted and the T's were crossed before we moved with a $2 million contract. So for those of you that were there, I did override. I apologize, but I just felt it was in the best interest because of the size of the contract. So I hope you guys are okay with that. Any other questions for Dale? Okay, Dale, thank you so much for your report. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Hi, Bob, how are you?
Very well, yourself.
Good, thank you. Could you give us your report, please?
Sure. I'll start with the emergency management side, seeing as we got a bunch of detail with that now. COVID-19 cases in Renfrew County have gone up at a count of 1 in the last 3 or 4 days. And it was The person who tested positive visited the following locations: Walmart in Pembroke on Monday, June 22nd, between 11 and 2, and Shoppers Drug Mart in Petawawa on Wednesday, June 24th, between 2:30 and 4. So what we have now is confirmed cases of 26, resolved at 23, 1 death, and total tests to date at 14,408. Of those 26, there's 1 in self-isolation. That's the new one. There's 1 hospitalized, 23 resolved, and 1 deceased. The numbers where they were located is 8 in Arnprior area, 1 in Barry's Bay and area, 1 in Deep River and area, 4 in Pembroke and area, and 2 in Petawawa, with 10 in Renfrew and area for year 26. Now what we're having in Ontario as of July 5th, confirmed cases 35,794, and out of those are resolved at 31,266, with deaths at 2,689. The national, we're looking at confirmed cases of 106,000. They're not giving specific details each day. They're just raising their number by 1,000 when it's appropriate. Resolved cases out of this 106,000 is 69,239. Deaths at 8,684. Internationally, we're looking at confirmed cases of 11,475,480, resolved cases at 6,501,677, with deaths at 535,677. So that's the latest numbers I had of yesterday afternoon. Now, our COVID supplies that we've got in the township, we have roughly 50 face masks, 100 loop masks, 180 N95 masks, 50 KN95 masks, 100 bottles of sanitizer, 15 tubs of disinfectant wipes. Now, and on top of that, the trucks are supplied with 1 box each of disposable gloves, but I require 2. The problem we have right now, 2 in that there's 1 box of large and 1 box of medium. I can't get gloves anywhere right now, disposable gloves. For the last little bit since our last special meeting, we've had 2 EOCG meetings on June 22nd and the 29th. We've had 1 Ontario Government WebEx on, June 16th, June 23rd, and June 30th. We have 1 a week from them. We had 1 Fire Marshal's WebEx on the 29th. And then we flipped that over into the fire side, wildlife hazard report. You've all seen the charts that we use. Right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 at extreme, 1 at high, and 1 at moderate. So the rating is high, leading to extreme. We seem every time we have a meeting, we're getting into this dry spell. Hopefully it's hot enough that we get a few thunder showers, and that seems to take the numbers back down. So it's happened the last couple of times, but we're in the same boat at this point. We'll see what happens in the next 2 to 3 days. We may go into a fire ban or not, depending on amount of rain. For the fire department, we had hydrant and hose handling training on June 16th and 25th. We are doing ladders and ventilation. That's scheduled for Wednesday. It'll be at Sean's barn. And on the it's 15th, let's see, the hydrant tape training for NAW Golden Lake Station will be on July 16th as it currently stands. And that's what I got.
Okay, thank you very much. I guess before I open it for questions, Bob, I'm very nervous about the fire ban though. People are telling me it's very, very dry. Alec, you guys are more experts than I am. Is it something maybe we should be putting on? I mean, even when we do get a little bit of rain, it's not enough to seem to do the crispiness away. But again, I'll count on council's expertise. Brian, you may know a little better what the conditions are out there. I know I don't like to do the on and off and all that, but I am, of course, I worry about the liability. Brian, do you have any comment about that? Unmute. Thank you.
I think Bob had hit it right on the head there. We just get the odd little shower, just enough to say it rained, but it is very dry. So I agree. If we don't get something in the next few days, we may have to put it on. Yeah.
Do you think it can wait the next few days?
I would say they're calling for rain now, I think around Wednesday, So
I seen Thursday, but maybe it is Wednesday.
So, yeah. Thing is, if you put it on and then it rains on Wednesday or Thursday, and then everybody wants it off right away. So maybe we could wait 2 days and see. I don't know. It's Bob's much more qualified than I am on that.
Okay, Bob, you heard my argument, I guess. I just worried that even if it rains a little bit, we still have a problem. And but anyways, if I will count on, Brian's comments and Bob, your expertise, you think it's okay to go to Wednesday or Thursday?
Well, I
Bob?
think that's the critical part. Yeah, we've got showers forecasted for 2 days this week. Now, we're not talking hopefully a 10-minute rainfall that is, absorbed by the ground faster than it can hit it. We did have one a couple of weeks ago there where we were actually puddling all over the yard. That's a substantial amount of rain. So we'll have to see what's coming in. If it doesn't give a substantial amount of rain, I will have it on before the weekend.
Okay. All right. Any comments on any of Bob's report? Debbie?
No, no comment.
Oh, sorry, you lit up, so I thought, okay. Anybody? Okay, Bob, so then if anybody calls me, I'm gonna say that if we get heavy rain, we'll keep it off. If not, there'll be a fire ban before the weekend. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Anything else for Bob? Okay, we'll move on then. Hi, Chris, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Could I have your report, please?
Yeah, just one moment. I'm gonna get Sue to share my screen. Let me share my screen here.
Okay,
And
sounds
I'll
great.
have my PowerPoint ready for you guys.
So Debbie, can you see that?
I actually got a copy of it, so yeah, I have it on my screen.
Okay, good, good.
Okie dokie, here we go.
Okay.
One moment. Okay, can everyone see that?
Yes, I can. Anybody not see it? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so the digital duck race has officially ended. In the most recent video of the actual race, we had 1,800 views, and it once again increased our Facebook traffic. So since June 18th and as of July 5th, per month, we're reaching 9,366 people, which in that period of time is a plus of 4,167 people. So we're getting way more traffic on our Facebook, social media. Post engagements are up by 2,024. And again, the big one, the page likes are up by 43 to 81 people a month. So we're doing really good to get lots of action on our Facebook. So let's keep going with that. The next thing is the ATV Environmental Action Tour. So it's off to a slow start. Currently, as of July 5th, we have 2 teams. I just got 2 more requests for teams. So hopefully we'll be up to 4. Despite the poster of the event being almost every storefront in KHR, in the newspaper, all over the internet, including the OVTA, RC, ATV Club website, as well as almost every Facebook page that represents KHR. The data showing that people are watching the videos, they're looking at the ads, but they're not doing a lot of sharing and commenting. So I reached out to Teresa Hebb, who is the president of the Renfrew County ATV Club, for some insight. She said what we might be missing is the gathering, usually around meals. That's a big draw for the ATV community, especially if children are involved. And she said it could also be to the COVID climate, as people are being very last minute with things. They're afraid to do events in the public. Also, KHR doesn't represent a major population of the ridership, as KHR is mainly a connecting center for other trades. So the incentive of free garbage tags doesn't really draw the bigger population of their ridership. She also said their events usually include games or side events people draw in. So this is an unprecedented time trying to figure out what people want to do during the COVID. And I think perhaps a long, thoughtful advertising campaign with a partner like the ATV Club might be needed to make the event a success. So what I'm asking council is I would like to hold out until July 10th at 12 p.m. to see if we get more participants. If I don't get at least 5 teams, I would like to push the event to September 19th.
Good. Okay, council, can we address that before he moves on? Is that okay with his direction? If he doesn't get 5 teams, he's got 4. If he doesn't get 1 more, then we would postpone till September 19. Does anybody disagree with that? I can't see.
No, I think,
Go
can
ahead.
you hear me, Janice?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I think Chris is right. I think being an unprecedented time and everything like that. Another thing, it's in the middle of the summer. People might want to be out at their cottages, out on the boat and stuff like that. So that could be another thing as well, being right in the middle of the summer and summer short as it is. And again, COVID might be part of it. But
do you want to wait till the 10th, council, or do you want to give him the push to go to September 19th? Anybody?
I'd say September 19th is good.
Stanley, okay, Chris, what if, you know, it's only, today is the 6th. I mean, that's till Friday. What's count? I can't see, he's got the screen, so I can't see your opinions, guys.
I'm thinking we should put it off because especially the way the heat is right now, it might be crazy hot then and we'll have a hard time getting people out.
Okay. Okay, council, just say it out loud because I can't see you. I'm gonna go across and ask for the vote. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, I changed it. There you go.
Thank you, Chris. Okay, those in favor of postponing till September 19, raise your hand. Okay, Debbie, are you okay with postponing?
yeah, can I ask a question? And maybe if, Chris, are you still looking at partnering, I guess, with the ATV club?
Yeah, so I've actually, Teresa has been really helpful. I reached out to her, just gained some insight because, you know what I mean? I was doing a lot of the marketing and I felt like maybe I was missing something. So I feel like if I can, and she's already agreed that we partner with her and incorporate them a little bit more. I think we're going to see a lot more than 5 teams. We could see 10, maybe more, because that's the key, right? Though a lot of the stuff, I'm getting people signing up, but a lot of them don't want to do the ATVs, which is great. You know, we're cleaning up the environment still, but I still really like the idea of the ATVs. And I think it can be a success if we get with them and we have her expertise to kind of navigate the COVID, because like I said, it's not traditional where usually they would have a big meal and get together and it's a big social thing. But I also agree it's a really good idea because it's something people can do, which there's not a lot of stuff for that. So
Chris, do you accept people then that say, I don't have an ATV, but I'd like to park my car and walk? Good, because that's what it's all about.
I have a separate waiver for everything, ATV, no ATV, whatever.
Okay.
And I think if we push it a little bit cooler, more time with maybe more unique or just a different angle for the advertising, we can get both sides, you know, the ATV community and the people who just want to pick garbage. And then that's how we can carry it on to next year, because if we even get 10 teams, that would be really great. And then we can just perpetuate that forward for next year.
Okay, sounds good. So sorry, Debbie.
The other comment I had, you know, and like the prizes are fantastic, like $1,000 worth of prizes. But I guess if you're going to have people participate from outside the municipality, the 10 garbage tags wouldn't be. So I guess, would we say if somebody wins or whatever, the free garbage tags, you'd have to belong to the municipality, right?
Yeah. No, I think, Chris, I just think we give the 10 garbage tags and they can use them or not. If they don't live here, they can give them.
Well, maybe they have a friend, you know, who lives in KHR that they would want to do. And then
I just
we can do it like that.
I want it to be consistent. Okay, really good. Anybody else? Anybody else comments on that? Okay, Chris, you've got your direction on that one. So go ahead, back to your screen.
Okay.
I apologize.
No worries. Okay, so we're here. We're at that one. So the next thing is Felski's shoe. So the plaque, this is the actual plaque, what it's going to look like right here. It has been approved by Sean Felski and will be sent to print today. So I'm calling Ken from 3D Graphics and Design, and I will advise council when it is ready, and we can plan a ceremony for the presentation of the plaque once it's complete.
Perfect.
Okay? So that's just an update on that. And then the last thing, so the KHR lawn decorating contest has launched and will run till September 1st. The KHR music video contest is open for registration, and a new promotion video is getting launched today. So if anyone wants to see that, I can show it to them. And then Makers Festival Episode 1, Self-Defense with Liz Krantz, was launched on Friday, and it's got 500 views. So it's doing okay. But I think if we keep going with that and get it a brand, overall people will eventually want to contribute. So that's basically all I have on my end from the community development.
Okay, thank you. So let's go back to full screen. Thank you. I've got an issue we're going to talk about, but is anything that Chris has presented, does anybody have any comments or questions on? Good. Keep up the good work, Chris. You're doing excellent.
Thank you.
You're really involving the community. We're still following protocol about COVID, but we're trying to reach out and understand that it's important that people get to do things, even if it's online. So
Yes.
having moved on then, Chris got an email last night or this morning, no, yesterday morning. And so I just want to read it because it's something for council's consideration, okay? And it's from Lynn Postel. Can you help us with a sign on the 2 municipal entrance signs to Killaloe that would show that we have a farmer's market in Killaloe? There's a space on those signs that is not going to be filled by anything else in the foreseeable future. We had to let our MTO Todd signs on the highway go as we could no longer afford the annual fee. We would appreciate any help in signage and advertising that KHR can give us. As you can see from our farmers market page, the market has been well attended and everybody followed the required RCDHU requested distancing, hand washing, and some people wearing masks. So that's good news. So I talked to Chris, and Chris said that he has absolutely no problem, including it in our advertising and assisting in any way that the municipality can. And he's offered some services, and that's up to them whether they accept those or not. So I guess the ask is whether or not we put signs up for them. And that's really up for council's decision. Debbie, did you have a comment?
No, not yet. I'm thinking.
Okay. We never did
Madam
that
Mayor,
before.
Ted.
Oh, Ted, sorry. Go ahead, Ted.
Just from driving around, I know in Eggenville, they have their markets on Friday afternoons, and they just have portable signs that they put out themselves on the side of the road. I would suggest something like that. The only problem I see with putting their sign up is then we get other people asking us to put signs up, and who do we say no to and who do we say yes to?
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I did talk, Barry's Bay is the same. They put up their own signs and they're like the flipboard kind. And the municipality doesn't pay, as far as that's what I was told. Whether I didn't talk to the mayor, but it just other people told me that. But again, it is council's decision whether or not we want to supply them with those signs. Anybody else have comments? And again, Chris and I have chatted, and he is very cooperative. He wants to help them advertise. He's offered many different things to help them out, and it's up to them whether or not they would like to take those services that he's offering, and go from there. So, because we do support the farmers market. I know some people think we don't. And comments were made that the other municipalities, well, those other municipalities, it's, I know Barry's Bay, it's not on municipal land, I don't believe they've moved it. Again, I don't know that, but Carl?
It is on municipal land.
Okay.
It's right behind the township.
Office?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so I want to show of hands for those of you that agree we should pay for the signs. Pick your hand up if you agree to that. Debbie?
No.
Okay, so there's no members of council. So could we, and again, to the public that's listening, our staff take direction from council. So don't blame our staff when the answer is no. They are taking direction from council. We make those policy and direction decisions. So I want the public to know that. So if you have a problem, call a member of council. That's our job. Okay, so could we, would you mind, Chris, it's addressed to you, if you could answer that you brought it forward today. Council talked about it. Oh, sorry, somebody.
Yes, of course, no problem.
Okay, anybody else have anything to add to that email? Okay, great.
I definitely agree with Teddy. There's nothing wrong with them putting up their portable signs.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, then anything else, Chris, for your report?
No, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, no expenditures on that end. We don't have bills today. Okay, we're gonna go to correspondence, council. The first one is from Madawaska Valley Hospice Palliative Care. Just wait till I find my spot here. I don't have that one.
Would have been in your package, Mayor.
Yeah, I'm looking through it. Okay.
Which one?
Okay, they're just thanking us for the donation?
No, it's an update.
No, it's an update from the, it was in your original.
Butterfly release.
Oh, in my original. Okay, I have that on my desk here. Sorry,
Yes.
just a second. My apologies, council. I just got my new stuff.
They're asking for a donation since the butterfly release has been
Oh,
canceled.
yes. So they're asking for money. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So council, your decision on that? Okay, I'm gonna go through the correspondence. Stop me if you want to do anything. The next is from the town of Renfrew. Next is from the Ministry of Finance. Now, where did I put my, okay.
It's on the deferral of the education.
Yes,
Yes.
property tax payments.
Yes.
Okay, anything, next is a letter from Steve Clark. I wonder if he changed his mind about the OP. Okay, next is from Shaw Woods. Next, we have from the Renfrew County virtual triage.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have official plan approval to the Honorable Mr. Yakubuski. Okay, there's a nice, a really good, that letter is well done. It gives a whole history of how it was proceeding and how the wheels fell off the wagon.
Mhm.
Okay, reply to the County of Renfrew letter from Mr. Yakubuski. Okay. A letter from, an email actually from Marilyn Paddle, asking that we open the municipal office. Anybody want to do that?
I think the parks as well, Madam Mayor.
Yeah, she's looking for the parks too.
Okay, so we did.
Station Park, Hogue Park, Cheryl Boyle.
So we did, again, we talked earlier about Cheryl Boyle and you didn't change your mind. I guess it's really nice of Ms. Paddle to send us the email and her concerns and questions. But again, my point to the public, we have an obligation to protect our community. Just because people feel we should be opening things doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. Now, the municipal office, we have decided to look again in September. We are providing every service that's required of this office, yet we're still protecting our staff, which is, and the community. So the other thing is, we've given everything opportunity for people to correspond. We've the technology out there now. So, I mean, council can reconsider and open, and then we'll have to go through those protocols and make people line up outside and all those things, but it is council's decision. But again, to the public, we have an obligation and we're providing the services. I have not had a complaint except from Ms. Paddle as to that we're not able to access any service to the municipality's office. So I don't know, unless you, council, if you do, then we need to talk about that. Okay, so council, I answer then that council has read the email and we thank you very much for it, but that we're not prepared to open any of those facilities at this time. Can I have a show of hands? Debbie?
Agreed.
Okay, so it's unanimous. Thank you very much. And could we answer Ms. Paddle, and thank you very much. We have the OPP annual progress report. Any comments or questions on that? Okay. Seniors Community Grant Program. Oh yeah, she sent me this. I don't know if this could help somebody, we should send it to them. Sue, did you have a look at it?
Yes, and I think Chris replied back to, I'm not sure.
Carmen, it's Carmen Gould.
No.
Oh, he sent it to some
Yeah.
organizations. Good,
Yeah,
good.
Chris?
I sent to the CRC to Jennifer Bennett Pond, and she's on
Yes.
holiday. And then
Yes.
I gave her some brainstorm ideas. I said I would like to collaborate, and perhaps we could talk about how this could be used for our community. And she said when she gets back from holidays that she'll give me a call.
Sounds good. What about the Friendship Club? Would they be able to qualify for some of this?
Yes, they could, and I'll reach out to them and
Yeah.
see what
Could
they
you do,
what
could
they
you do that, please? I'd really
Yeah.
appreciate it if you could let
No.
them know. I know they could use any help that they could get, and if they qualify, they could get some of that grant money, that would be really great.
No problem. I'll reach out to them today.
Thank you so much. Okay, then I did get an email from Mike Carty about asking the municipality to pass a bylaw, making it mandatory that any businesses are forced to make anybody coming in there to wear a mask, plus they should be wearing masks. And so this is it would be a bylaw by the municipality. Now so I read an article and I brought the article with me. So I know that Ottawa this week, they have this on their agenda for their council meeting. So they're talking about whether or not they will make it mandatory. But the one that I found very interesting, and maybe it's an option for council. It says, this is the Toronto Council, John Tory, masks to be mandatory in public indoor spaces. So don't expect to see bylaw officers hunting down those not wearing masks inside stores and other buildings next week in Toronto. Toronto Council has made face coverings mandatory in enclosed public spaces starting July the 7th, which is tomorrow. The city appears to be putting the onus for compliance of this bylaw on the store and the business operators, and insists education, not enforcement, will be the key to the success of this program. And then it just goes on about, they are worried about safety and all those things, but they're saying we should try to educate the public. They're not prepared to do the enforcement, of course, because there's a huge cost and they don't have the staff they're indicating, but they feel that it is something that they should be looking at. So council, I'm leaving it up to council for a decision whether or not we'd like Sue to prepare a bylaw that it be mandatory that all enclosed public spaces that it would be mandatory to wear masks. And that if council wished to go ahead with it, we could put, again, if you want to put that on the business owners, then that would be where we would put the responsibility in the bylaw as Toronto's doing. And I believe Ottawa is looking at the same thing. So I'll open it up for comments or questions. And Sue, I have that article, so I'll give it to you so you have it for record. Discussion. Ted first and then Debbie.
Yeah, personally myself, I'm not in favor of it. I think businesses should be up to them to make the decision how they want to run their business. And I don't think so. That's my opinion.
Okay, would you agree to make it mandatory without putting the onus on the businesses?
No.
Okay. Anybody else? Debbie, did you have your comments?
I don't have any comments. I agree with Ted, though. I don't think it's something we should be enforcing.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm not
Okay.
going to wear one.
Okay, so
So
Carl's
I'm not
saying
gonna wear one.
saying no. Okay, Brian or John or Stanley, do you disagree with the other members of council?
Yes, I say it should be up to the business owners to make their own decision if they want people to wear masks or not.
Okay, Stanley?
I feel the same way.
Okay, Brian?
Yeah, I agree with Ted. I think it's up to them to enforce it if they want.
Okay. All right, so Sue, go ahead.
I think Tyler just wants to make a comment.
Okay, Tyler?
Without having reviewed it all at all or anything, but are we able ourselves to pass that, or would it have to be administered through the health unit?
No, we can do it. When I got the request from Mr. Carty, I contacted Dr. Krishman, and Dr. Krishman said that the municipality is under the Emergency Act can pass such a bylaw. And in his opinion, we could either make the businesses do it or we could enforce it.
Okay.
Okay, so I did a little bit of homework before I brought it to council. Okay, so Sue, could you let Mr. Carty know it was brought before council and that council are not prepared to pass such a bylaw? Okay, and that we're leaving it up, the onus is on the businesses. Okay. Ontario Clean Water Agency, the update. Comments, questions? Okay. North Agona, they're doing a strategic plan. And they wanted to know whether we wanted to give any comments to that. Ted, would you? I'm being not nice.
Yeah, no, they want the mayor to come, don't they?
They want me to come?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
They want you, yeah. Yeah, it's for the mayor. It's for the
Okay.
mayors, from what I've
okay, I guess, yeah, I'm okay with any direction from council though on me replying to that. Okay, thank you. And then the St. Francis Memorial, they thanked us for our donation. We have one more year on that obligation for $5,000. Any comments on that?
Okay,
Sue, is there any other correspondence?
No.
Okay, just, I'm gonna
yeah,
go. Oh,
didn't
go
we
ahead.
get the letter from the email about the water tap?
Oh, yes, I'm bringing that up, yes.
Okay, sorry. I just thought it was correspondence, so sorry.
There's a couple of here that I'm going to bring up.
Okay.
Okay, so the first one, we did have, we received an email. And I won't read the whole email. It's from Patricia Thurston. And she's asking that we make the water available at the tourist booth. And she said that they promised they'll wear plastic gloves and do all the social distancing and all those things. And but she really does think that the municipality should turn the water on and put everybody that it's their own risk. And I mean, council, you know what that does. So, Ted?
I just to refresh my memory now, does the average taxpayer put any money towards the water? Is that 100% covered by users only?
No, that's all the municipality, that's across the board.
Okay.
Okay. But again, I'm going to speak to it again to the community. I understand and I appreciate her comments, and I believe that she truly would do what is necessary to keep that safe. Would everyone, the minute we open it, that's the question that we have to ask ourselves. And I ask the community that you understand COVID is a serious, serious threat and pandemic. Okay, I'm sorry that there's inconveniences to people about some of the things that we provide. We just can't do it safely unless council wants to take the bit of the risk. They need to understand that we're not being mean or we're not trying to be difficult. We're trying to protect the community. And I want them to know that would they want to go there if they know it could be touched by somebody who has COVID? And we can't be there sitting watching if 1 or 2 people come there to use the water. And I'm really, I want to apologize to them that service that we used to have, it's just not available right now. And I'm hoping that it'll be soon that COVID becomes a thing of the past. And then we can go to full services of every kind and still protect our community. So we need to do the social distancing. We need to not allow people to touch things that could be, and I'm not talking about locals, but we have visitors that come here that don't live in the municipality. They don't contribute to any of the tax base, and we welcome them. We want them to come and use our businesses, but they could use that tap and they could. Just read the newspaper, people. What's happening outside in Canada and the world? A busload from Toronto went to Kingston to get their nails done. We now have 42 confirmed cases of COVID. And, those are things that no, it's not going to happen to us. I just worry, but council, you are the decision makers. So if you think we should be providing that service, then I'm okay with that. Anybody change your mind on supplying that water supply? Debbie?
No.
Okay, so could we reply and again, apologize, tell her that we're very sorry. And I do to the public, please understand. Okay, these are different times right now. It's not Killaloo, Haggerty and Richards that making these rules or that we're trying to be difficult. Council is really, it's important to council that we protect our taxpayers, our staff, our community as a whole. So thank you very much on that one. Then I received another one actually Chris received it. And I'm going to see, it's again from Lynn Postal, and she's asking she's saying that the Renfrew County Museum Network are quite concerned that we cannot open their museum because it's on municipal property. And she said, she did get a reply from the Renfrew County Museum people saying it's terrible. They said that we shut down Hope Park site with no consultation. Well, COVID did not consult with us either. It was told it happened, and council again is trying to be diligent in protecting our community. So I apologize for that, but the community, people out there, understand we're not trying to be mean. We're trying to protect the users of that museum and how we move forward. And if Renfrew County Museum Organization think it's awful, I apologize to them, but we are responsible, not them, for what happens in our township. So my question to council is, and you can council can make a decision. And again, I want the community not to blame the staff. I don't want staff hearing about this. If you have a problem, contact a counselor. We make the decisions and council gives direction and the staff follow through. So can I see a show of hands that we not allow it to be opened? Or if someone wants to, then that's fine. Okay, those that don't want to open it, pick your hand up. Debbie?
No.
Okay, so that's unanimous. Council has given direction. If COVID, less and less cases, and we become a safer province, safer country, and safer in the world, then I think council is quite open to talking about this again. So thank you again to Lynn for her email. Could we please answer her and thank her? And just tell her that at this time, council's not prepared to move forward.
Problem.
All right. Any other correspondence? Sue?
No.
Okay. So any unfinished business? Any new business?
I actually have a quick one for in camera, Janice.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go, we'll leave. Okay, so we'll wait till anybody else have any comments or questions under new or old business. Okay, so Debbie, then we are going to be going in close. Thank you very much for joining us.
No problem.
Okay.
Thanks,
and,
everybody.
Okay, thank you. Sue,
Okay,
have I
I'll
covered-
sign off.
Okay, Sue, have I covered
Okay.
everything that we talked about and we needed to address by council? That's good.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I want to thank the press, to Terry, and I guess Mark, you're on. I want to thank both of you for joining us, and I want to thank the public that's on our YouTube that are following us. And again, thank you for your patience and your understanding as we get through this COVID. And thank you for communicating with council and sending us emails. But please try to understand that we're doing what we feel is right for the whole community, including our staff. We have an obligation. So thank you very much. Having said that, then.